Logan Paul is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, and when you think about YouTube boxing, he is probably the first name that pops into your head. But can he really fight? How good is his boxing ability? And when he fights Dillon Danis, who do I think is going to win that fight? Now, most people who review Logan's boxing ability or fight predictions have never been in a boxing ring in their life. But me, I had 106 fights. I won a European gold medal, 7 national titles, and also an Olympic bronze medal. So I think my review will be pretty accurate, and also my prediction at the end will be spot on as well. Now, I went to Logan's house when he lived in Los Angeles, and I watched him train. I watched him spar, and I noticed he's got a secret advantage over most people, especially Dillon Danis, who he's going to be fighting. And it takes someone with the experience of me to be able to really notice this advantage that he's got. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, but first, let's take a look at some of his fight footage. First, we look at a little bit of KSI, then the Floyd Mayweather, then we'll look at some of his training footage. Okay, versus KSI 2. Look at the crowd there, man. This is a bloody YouTube fight. This is a bigger crowd than anyone I ever fought in front of. Now, this was their second fight. The first fight was a draw. So this is when he brought Shannon Briggs in his camp, which I think might have been a mistake. Here we go. So Logan, the taller fighter, coming out with his hands down. He's got that low style I'm going to talk about in a little bit. The problem, what I see here, is how high his chin is. If you see there, the chin's right up in the air, and KSI's got a big whooping overhand right. So what KSI is trying to do is jab to the body and then really whip in a big fast right over the top. But there he tried it straight away, but it missed. Logan kind of blocked it with his arm and his shoulder. Now, hands down boxing works, but you've got to have really fast reactions, which we just seen there. Logan moved out the way of a big loop and crazy right hand, which is dangerous with having your hands down. So relying on them reactions, it is a risky style to have. Nice pivot hook there by Logan Paul. This is a pretty advanced punch, and you'll see why. So he throws that lovely jab. I didn't even see that landed. KSI swings over that overhand right that he's been trying to look for. Logan kind of defends that with a little shoulder roll. And then he's that pivot hook here. If you see, so he throws it, it comes out, that lands on the chin, but at the same time, the back foot is pivoting around, which is changing angle on their opponent. Look, he's coming back at him from a different angle. What I would like to have seen there is Logan to put the pressure on KSI while he's kind of off balance and at a different angle. Now, as you can see what Logan's doing here, he's got his weight on the front foot and his head's kind of over that front knee, and you might be thinking, well, that's crazy, he's off balance, he can't throw punches there. But what he's doing is, again, pretty high level stuff, and I'm sure Coach Milton has worked on him with this, is he's got his weight on the front foot. He's got his head closer to his opponent, trying to draw that lead. And when you've got your weight over your front foot like that, you can easily and very quickly move back and then come with punches of your own. So it's basically giving your opponent a false sense of hope. For him to throw that punch, you can come out the way and then you can throw punches, or you can just move back. Let's see if he does that here. So you can see there, the weight's on the front foot. Again, I'm not a fan of the chin up in the air, but still. No, he didn't do what I said. So it's good that Logan's keep poking that left hand out, that big long jab. He's got that advantage. Now, even though that jab's not hard, he's keeping KSI thinking, there it's again, there it's again. Now, if you think about this, if you're in there with someone, they're throwing that jab, the jab's landing, then it might be missing, it might be landing, it might be missing. What that's doing is taking the game plan away from the person that's in front of you, because all of a sudden, you're not thinking about what you're going to do. You start thinking about, how can I get out of the way of that jab? And he's using that to his advantage, which I think he'll do with the Dillon Dannis fight. There it's again, but he's got them good reactions. So you see here, he throws that jab, KSI fights back with a decent-ish counter punch, but Logan's reactions is on point and he's leaning back out of the way of it. And the footwork as well, which is going to be a key factor in his next fight. You watch here, KSI kind of jumps forward. Now it's in slow motion, so this looks easy, but when it's full speed, it's a lot harder to read the punch. But he's read the punch and he's moved back, and he's also there, I've never seen it, but trying to throw that counter hook. For this guy's second fight, I'm impressed. Oh, so the knockdown, No, he's not scoring it as a knockdown, but the punch kind of hit him on the back of the head, which is an illegal punch in boxing, but still, he went down to his knee. That some referees might have classed that as a knockdown. And it's them type of shots, especially on the back of the head, that can disorientate you, shake your brain, and really make you evaluate everything that you're doing. So I'm guessing Dillon Dannis should have watched this fight 20 times and thinking, you know, what KSI did there, he kind of rushed in with that combination and then landed one round the side. So that's what he's got to do to beat Logan Paul, is get his feet close, because Logan's got the height advantage over Dillon. Dillon can't outbox him, as we've seen there. Logan's got that jab and the footwork. So what Dillon's got to do is get his feet in, but I'm going to talk about that close at the end of this video and tell you exactly what's going to happen. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Now the uppercut in boxing is the hardest punch to land. KSI's legs have gone. What a knockdown. But the referee didn't class it as a knockdown. Let's see what happened there again. So KSI throws that jab, but he's bringing his head down, which he's been doing all the time, leaving him open for that uppercut, but still very hard to time. Logan throws the uppercut perfectly, hits him on the chin, and you can see his legs have gone a little bit there. Hits him again with another uppercut. But then it's kind of like a push. Pushed him down at the end. That's probably why that wasn't scored as a knockdown, but that definitely was a knockdown. Referee gave him a timeout as well, some extra time. Wow. There's Logan again, got his weight on the front leg, drawn out the lead of his opponent. Now with this style here with the weight on the front leg, if you look at someone like Frankie Gavin, who was the best amateur boxer Great Britain has ever produced, he did this all the time with that weight on the front leg. You've got to have fast reactions, but it can be a very effective strategy in boxing. So yeah, we've seen Logan lost that fight. It was a split decision, very close. So looking at the KSI fight, some of the things that impressed me was his footwork and in working behind that jab. And I guess the timing of that uppercut was spot on as well. Let's take a look at him and Floyd before we see the training. So here he is with the greatest fighter of all time, Floyd Mayweather. Okay, round number one against Floyd Mayweather, and Logan walks straight out with his hands down. Look at this, getting in there with Floyd. It's unbelievable, really. In your third fight, fighting him. And he's confident as well. Now, I know that Logan's got massive height advantage and weight advantage as well, but Floyd knows every single trick in the book. And you can see there, Floyd, ooh. Now, what we see Logan do here is pretty high level. He jabs to the body, right? Now, Floyd thinks he's going to throw the jab to the body. Now, the next time, he throws a right hand to the body. Now next time, he feints a jab to the body. Floyd's believing that jab by trying to parry it with his right hand. And then what Logan does as the right hand's coming down, he's whipping over a left hook to the top. But obviously he missed. The timing's not there for that punch. But again, doing little things like that is, I like it. Oh, I remember this. Look at this. Now that clip there went viral. People were saying,
"Oh my God, what is this? Logan Paul cannot fight. He's slapping, he's throwing punches like this. He's terrible. What's he doing? Oh my God, this is the worst boxing I've ever seen in my life. He doesn't know what he's doing."
But my friend, I'm going to stick up for him here. Let me put it to you this way. Floyd Mayweather moves his feet all the time. He's in and out. So when you throw a punch, Floyd's normally gone. He's out of there and you've hit fresh air. What's happened here, Floyd has planted his feet and thought, come on then, let's have it. And he's in range. Logan's threw a punch. Oh, it's landed on his glove. He's hit something rather than fresh air. He's threw another punch. He's hit it again. Floyd's now covering up. Logan knows he's got like the 30-pound weight advantage or whatever, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you get hit hard enough, you're going to get hurt. Logan's a two-fight novice at this point. He's hit him again. Oh, Floyd's covering up. He's hit him again. He's hit him again. Yes, the punches are slapping in, but what should he do? Should he just stop and move back? Or should he just keep punching and go for it? Well, that's what he's doing. There, yeah, there are slap punches. He's not really turning into them and going to the body and head, but again, he's had two fights. And he's keep doing it, thinking, oh, I hope one gets through. Then all of a sudden, boom, hits him on the ear. And by the way, Floyd had a perforated eardrum after the fight, so it could have been that one. So now what do you want Logan to do? Stop punching? Nah. Keep going, mate, keep going. Keep throwing them big, wild punches. You never know, one might get through. Then he throws an uppercut. Nah, it didn't land, but still. Then he's keep throwing. Another right hand skims him on the top of the head. Then the bell goes. So as much criticism he got for that, nah, I'm all for it, mate. Do what you do it. And another thing with that as well is like, if you're a judge at ringside, Logan's winning that part of the fight, right? Because Floyd's not winning that part of the fight. He's covering up and he's getting caught with a few punches. So yeah, continue to do that, mate. Win that bloody round or win that part of the round. Now, I know we're reviewing Logan Paul here, but just look at Floyd's defense there. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I never even noticed that, but if you see what Logan just did there, he feinted overhand right. Floyd put his hands up and believed that feint. Then he comes up with the uppercut, but Floyd blocks it. He rolls underneath. And it's kind of a push. And Logan working behind that big jab, not landing. Hard to hit Floyd with the jab, but still doing the right thing. And when someone's in front of you doing what Logan's doing here, with the feints, it's making your opponent think. Now, as you've seen what Floyd did there, he believed the feints and he had to like move. Logan getting very wild now with these shots as he's getting tired, like kind of falling in there. Like look at the position that he's in where I've paused it there. Floyd's got this right hand loaded up. It would be very, very difficult to do, but if he was firing that uppercut straight up there, that could have been a shot that would have done damage to Logan because his chin's in the air, his hands are down by his sides, and he's in range to get hit. Oh, Floyd actually tried it, but he was too close when he threw it. Big left hook by Floyd. Now I think there was this part of the fight where Floyd just started putting the pressure on. So there's the left hook from Floyd. It was kind of an arm punch. Didn't really turn into it as much to get real power behind it, but still hit him straight on the chin. And when you wear them 10-ounce gloves, you can feel every single punch.
Look at it. Boom, right there on the jaw.
Yeah, and that landed because Logan was trying to throw that uppercut that he had success with KSI. There you see. Arms coming right down here to throw it, and Floyd's got that much experience, he can see this coming. So Floyd probably drew out this punch, doing something to make Logan throw that uppercut, and he knew as soon as Logan's arm was down here that he was leaving him open for that lovely lead hook. And here Logan throws a lead hook, then it's coming over with a right hand, but it's kind of like a firing down, like a sloppy one there. Now when you're in with someone shorter, sometimes it's going to be hard not to come straight down, but you want to just come over the top. He's went for it there, and he's kind of missed by a mile. And there's that nice uppercut again, which I'd probably say is Logan Paul's best shot, but you know, Floyd's got his hands tight and just hard to hit. Oh, Logan landed a right hand over the top, boom, but Floyd's shoulder like kind of blocked it. Now look at that, coming to the end of the fight, a little bit of show bloating, tell him to look at the clock. And that right there, going the distance with Floyd Mayweather on your third fight, you've got to class that as a win, even though obviously Floyd won the fight, but still, going the distance with him, that takes some doing, it really does. But this was a few years ago. Let's look for some training of Logan recently. I just want to say, like, Logan's dedication. He had a boxing ring in his back garden when he lived in Los Angeles. That just shows right there, you're 2 feet in with boxing. If you can afford a boxing ring in your garden and you can afford a trainer full time, that's real dedication right there. So let's have a look at some training of Logan Paul before I give you my prediction and tell you about his secret advantage. So there's not much recent footage of Logan training. This is like training for the Floyd's fight. There's Coach Milton there, who I did a full video with, where he was explaining Logan's style with his hands down. Great coach. This is what Coach Milton, Logan Paul's coach, said when I asked him about having that hand down.
Normally I don't really show everybody what I do, but I'm going to give you the scoop.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to go stand this way, so that everybody can see. Now here's the funny thing. Don't move, stay right there. Here's the funny thing. The first thing they teach everybody is to do what? Keep your hands up.
Yeah.
Okay, keep your hands up and use what punch?
The jab.
The jab.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I do.
You can watch this full video after, but it's very interesting. It's very hard to find any footage of Logan boxing training, which I'm surprised with, because I feel like I've seen some before in the past. So I've been searching the internet for Logan Paul's training footage for his recent fight, and I can't find anything on there. But he's been doing WWE, and he is doing some crazy things like this here, and you can just see on this clip just how athletic he is. And I've seen in a recent interview that he said he is a full-time WWE athlete now. But two big benefits for Logan that this wrestling is giving him is, one, he's used to being under the spotlight in these big massive arenas. It's not fighting, but it's performing. And two is, even though wrestling is fake in the terms of you're not really, trying to give someone a backbreaker, but it is really hard, and you've got to be super fit and conditioned and strong to be able to do that. So there is some benefits, but then the negatives towards the wrestling is, how serious is he taking his boxing training? Because if you're training for a fight at this level with Dillon Danis, you've got to be giving it everything. You've got to be spending time on recovery, on your game plans, on your technique. You've got to be thinking about the fight and living the life 24/7. And is this wrestling and all the podcasting and the other stuff that he's doing just getting in the way of this fight? Well, I'm going to tell you that, and as well give you my prediction on who I think is going to win, and as well I'm going to tell you about Logan's secret advantage over anything. But first, I need to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Four Sigmatic Think Coffee. Now, if you're like me and you drink coffee every single day, why would you not put the best coffee in your body? And Four Sigmatic is not just any other ordinary coffee. It is organic and it's infused with lion's mane, which is a mushroom that's got scientific studies that say this helps you focus. It helps you with mental clarity. And when I drink this coffee, I really feel a difference. And what Four Sigmatic have done, they've put together this Think Starter Kit that includes their vanilla creamer with a hint of L-theanine, also their focus blend. So if you want an extra kick or punch to get really zoned in at whatever you're doing, that's in there as well. And I'm not BSing when I say this. This coffee is unbelievable. You need to try it to see what I'm talking about. And this is available at Amazon, Whole Foods, or you can click the link below and get it at foursigmatic.com. And I'm sure you're going to love it the way that I do. So, Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. Who's going to win? Well, let me tell you about his secret advantage. Logan has employed Coach Milton as his full-time coach. Milton travels the world with Logan and has been with him for years now. Milton is very experienced working with some high-level fighters. And because he's been working so closely with Logan for so many years, he knows him like the back of his hand. Not just his form, his technique, and his conditioning, but also the mental side of his boxing as well, which is huge. Now, if you look at most successful fighters, they build a bond with the coach and are with that coach for the long run. And because he's hired him full time, he's been training when he's not even got fights coming up. He's been working on his boxing for years and years now. Even though he's only had these 3 fights, he still had his coach there to train whenever he can. Now just think about that. Think about that in terms of discipline. And like I mentioned, Milton really knows his stuff. I've done a full video with him breaking down Logan's boxing style with his hands down here. I have always criticized that style. I've even criticized it a bit on this video until I got in the mind of Coach Milton and found out why he does it and the reasonings behind it, which makes total sense to me. So if you want to learn more about Logan's style and his game plan against Floyd Mayweather, you can watch that video after this one. So right there is a huge advantage over anyone who is bouncing around gyms doing different training here and there and hasn't got a solid camp in place like it's looking like Dillon Danis is doing right now. And as well, I've seen some of Danis's pictures where he seems to be sparring in MMA gyms. Now, if you're training for a boxing fight, yes, get all the sparring you can get, but sparring in an MMA gym where the gym is full of mats, you've got 20 people sparring at the same time in that gym. You haven't got a coach who's standing in the corner of a boxing ring telling you exactly what to do. You haven't got a boxing ring to work on your ring craft. And especially with Dillon being the shorter guy, if he's going to put the pressure on Logan, he needs to be working in the ring all the time, getting familiar with his surroundings. But he's not. I see some pictures where he's sparring with guys who's wearing shin pads. Now, for a boxing fight, that is absolutely insane. Even though these guys might be high level, they're wearing shin pads, they're thinking about kicks, they're thinking about takedowns. That's got to go out the window, because even though that there is boxing in MMA, they're two completely different sports. So if Logan isn't focusing on too much on the WWE stuff and is totally drilled in with his boxing, which knowing Milton will have him totally zoned in on this, and also Logan is a very disciplined athlete, they will have their together for this training camp where from the outside looking in, Dillon Danis really hasn't. Even though Dillon has got some good stand-up, which I reviewed on one of my other videos, he's still not fought on this massive stage like we've seen Logan and KSI or Logan and Floyd Mayweather or Logan in the WWE as well. So I see this going two ways. One, I see Logan beating Dillon Danis on points, not a knockout win as a lot of people are predicting, because this is 6 rounds. I think Dillon can get through them 6 rounds, learning how to survive, because in MMA, you learn how to survive. In jiu-jitsu, which Dillon is good at, you'll learn how to survive. I think he'll be able to hold on, be able to move his feet and transfer those survival skills and tactics from MMA and jiu-jitsu into boxing and get through the 6 rounds and lose on points. Now, the other way I see this going is Dillon Danis getting disqualified, is by taking Logan down, doing something stupid. I don't know Dillon personally, but by seeing his social media, he seems a little bit crazy. He's doing things with promoting this fight that no one's ever done before, which is a step too far in my eyes. So I think when he gets in there, He's got pride, he's got ego. He's going to try and, take him to the floor and do something crazy and still get paid. I don't know if that's in the contract about him not being able to, do some MMA stuff in there. Now, if you want to see me review Dillon Danis' stand-up, click here and watch this video next. If you want to see me talking with Coach Milton in a ring, breaking down Logan's hand-down style, click here and watch this video next.